Now, having said all this, why aren't I 50 points ahead, you might ask?
Your voice.
My voice?
You're shouting.
How dare you?
Right to work is wrong for workers and wrong for America.
Did you order the code red?
Well, the choice for working families has never been clearer.
Loud noises!
I need your help to get Donald Trump's record out to everybody.
What's happening?
Nobody should be fooled.
I don't know what we're yelling about!
He proudly declared himself 100% right to work.
No, Kelly Clarkson!
Now, having said all this, why aren't I 50 points ahead, you might ask?
Shut up!
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I see people have saying that they didn't hear me at the beginning of the show, and my mic was on. It was not muted, so I had to kind of restart this little microphone thing on my program here. So if you can hear me now, let me know in the chat room. Let me know on the broadcast live thing, Eric. Just let me know that you can hear me now. I apologize for that. So I'm going to act like the show just started by just playing that clip. I want to go ahead and, I guess, basically start off by sending out my heartfelt condolences to those we lost this week. And people saying that they still can't hear me. I don't know why. My mic is up. It's not on mute. And so people are saying they can hear me now. Okay, cool. So, yours truly, Dan Adams, a.k.a. the prosecutor, a.k.a. the Soulful Conservative, and this is the Political Heat Live here on Facebook Live, September 25th, 2016. I apologize for whatever the reason why you couldn't hear me at the beginning. But let's go ahead and get right into it and catch up and kind of recap what you couldn't hear. At the beginning of the show, I was sending out my heartfelt condolences to all those individuals that were lost this week, whether by the hands of police, whether by an accident or by natural causes. We lost Terrence Crutcher. We lost Keith Lamont Scott. We lost the 5 individuals at the Washington Mall shooting. This morning we lost Jose Fernandez, the pitcher of Miami Marlins, 24 years old. And before I came on air, I just saw and scroll across my screen that the great legend Arnold Palmer, 87, passed away. So my heartfelt and deepest condolences to the families of those who were, taken home from us. And it's just one of those things we all have to go through. We all have to deal with loved ones passing on and leaving us. So like I said, I wanted to give my heartfelt condolences to those who were taken from us this week, and my heartfelt condolences goes out to the families. Now, as I played that clip at the beginning of the show, and I'm going to make this right here because I wanted to play my promo for the show, so here we go. And that's exactly what it is. This is the new media, not that lamestream media that you're used to. Let me go ahead and adjust my, there we go. That's much better. Get me in a better frame. And, of course, you're seeing my Steeler Superman shirt on, but, man, they didn't play like Superman. They didn't even play like Ant-Man. Wow, that was I can't even, I don't even know what to say on that one. That was just another trap game, another game that they thought they were just going to come out and just coast to a win or something. I don't even know. But we've had too many of these games, and I know there's a lot of Mike Tomlin fans out there. But I'm sorry. We've had too many games like this under the Mike Tomlin era, and it has to end. It has to end. Freaking Baltimore is now leading the AFC North. Really? Sorry for the tangent. I apologize. But let's go ahead and get right into it. A lot of stuff I want to get into. In this first clip here I want to play, and hopefully I got this playlist right. This past week we had John Koskinen, the IRS commissioner, in front of Congress, talking and letting everyone know exactly what we all knew. But I want to play these two clips here so you can get the full view of what happened.
Did Lois Lerner have any kind of a software package or any kind of electronic search that excluded or identified the conservative groups that far outweighed the non-conservative groups that had asked for the not-for-profit status?
Yes, clearly all of this started with the IG report noting that he called it improper criteria. They were totally improper criteria were used to select organizations applying for C4 designation for further review. Those organizations predominantly were conservative organizations.
The question, in fact, did you fail to use every tool? Did you fail to ask the kinds of questions of enough people, enough experts, to know that the BlackBerry that still existed at the time of the investigation would have had many of these lost emails, that the servers, the tapes, and other documents could have been recovered as you... The question,
sorry about
in fact, did you fail to use every tool? Did you fail to ask the kinds of questions of enough people, enough experts, to know that the BlackBerry that still existed at the time of the investigation would have had many of these lost emails, that the servers, the tapes, and other documents could have been recovered as you eventually discovered? Would you say that that is a failure of yours that you will have to live with?
No, we clearly failed. The BlackBerry was actually in the control of the IG from 2013 on. But as I've said, we clearly failed in areas of preservation of documents, and I've said that was a mistake. And it was
Okay. How is it that now it's all of a sudden mistakes and things of that nature? But remember when they first pulled him in front of Congress, and he was all bold and brash and really didn't have this kind of demeanor about himself. He didn't fess up anything. He knew he was hiding stuff and lied. So how was it that this, once again, this Democrat hack gets away with lying in front of Congress? Nothing's going to be done to him. They was wanting to impeach him, but they didn't. Wanted to get rid of him, but they didn't. Had the opportunity, but they didn't. And then you wonder why myself and millions of us Americans have so little faith in our federal government. You wonder why. This is a prime example among many other examples. But here's a prime example right in front of your face. John Koskinen, IRS commissioner, lied through his teeth, deceived, did everything in his power to make it look like nothing was done wrong in regards to this targeting of conservatives by the IRS. And here we have him just basically admitting, finally fessing up to what happened. And of course, Lois Lerner, nothing's going to happen to her. She got off scot-free. Nothing's going to happen to him. He's about to get off scot-free. And as I said at the beginning, you wonder why. You wonder why we have such little faith going on here. And I don't know. It's just people just need to just wake up and rise up maybe one day. Hopefully, I that's the only thing. A revolution. Someone had asked me about what it's going to take for America to right itself, to gain that prominence that we had years ago. It's going to take a revolution. And many people talk about it, but many people aren't going to be about it. And until there are being about it, being that revolution, This type of stuff is always going to happen, no matter who's president, no matter who's in Congress, no matter who's on the Supreme Court. Doesn't matter until either these people wake up and start fulfilling the promises that they put forth when they campaigned, when they got into office, when they did whatever, been appointed to specific positions, whatever they campaigned on, until they actually fulfill it. It's in our court at that point, because we keep putting these people in. They keep allowing individuals who were around when Lincoln was around, like Mitch McConnell and Harry Reid and Nancy Pelosi and all that old guard that is still in power in Congress, until we get them out of there and put some fresh meat in there that will hopefully uphold their word, until us as America comes through as a revolution. What else? What do you expect from them when, okay, we come down on them, we hold their feet to the fire, and they still don't do anything? They're looking at themselves thinking, hey, we can pretty much do whatever we want. We can pretty much do whatever we want and get away with it. So who's to blame? When we put these people and kept these people in power, supposedly have been keeping their feet to the fire, but when it comes down to show up, when it's the fourth quarter, 2-minute warning has left the building, and you got 2 minutes left to score a touchdown, and you don't show up. Now, granted, I cannot believe, and let me find this clip in regards to the next subject I want to talk about, but this is Judge Napolitano weighing in on this 9/11 bill that your president, that's right, he's not mine, but your president, Barack Hussein Obama, vetoed the 9/11 bill. And I will get into why I feel he vetoed it, but I'm going to let Judge Napolitano weigh in on it.
Before we turn to politics with our panel, let's talk about the discussion we just had about that 9/11 bill. We're joined with our panel, Fox News senior judicial analyst, Judge Andrew Napolitano, Heidi Przybyla, senior political reporter for USA Today, Byron York, chief political correspondent of Washington Examiner, and Jason Riley, columnist with the Wall Street Journal. All right, Judge, you heard the back and forth with the judge and Jack Quinn. Your thoughts?
One of the most basic principles of due process in America throughout all of our history is where there's a wrong, there's a remedy. This statute provides the remedy. The courts should not be blocked from hearing these cases. The people who lost loved ones should have every opportunity through Jack Quinn and his investigative team to prove the source and the cause of that loss and to seek compensation.
Sovereign immunity questions and national security concerns aside.
Yes, this does not affect sovereign immunity except for this narrow area. Judge Mukasey is right. There may be a reaction on the other side. We have to balance that. But in my view, on balance, the 9/11 families have every right to point a finger at the people in Saudi Arabia who mysteriously have been protected by two administrations.
Well, a big part of the problem here is the backlash. We start making exceptions. Other countries are going to start making exceptions too, and that's the problem. I think the sovereign immunity doctrine is a good one. I think it serves our interests. We want foreign investment in this country. We'll get less of it if we start making exceptions like this, and I don't think that's good. I don't think it's good for U.S. companies that have assets abroad. We don't want to start down this road.
Is this the equivalent of a national security Brexit vote?
Oh, I don't know about that. I think this is election year politicking, on sounding tough on terrorism and
Okay, let me start off with this. There's so many scenarios and so many, I guess, excuses. Yeah, I'm almost gonna call them excuses, because in my mind, you think about it. Who does Barack Hussein Obama, and who has Barack Hussein Obama held his allegiance to for 8 years as president? Think about that for just a second. I think we all know what the answer is. The religion of Islam. So it doesn't matter whether he tries to talk bad and brash about ISIL, and we all know it's ISIS. He comes out and has a press conference here and there saying he's going to do this about this and do this about that in regards to ISIL, aka ISIS, radical Islam, radical jihadism, Islamic jihad, Islamic radicalism, every combination, if you want to call it, just radical Islam. He has come to the aid. He has come to put himself way out there. And this happened right at the beginning of his presidency when he went to Cairo in 2009 and had his first apology tour 1.0 and talked in front of all of those Islamic nations. Do you think it wasn't going to get any worse than that? Oh my gosh, it has. For 8 years, this so-called, well, we all know he's not a Christian. We all know he's a Muslim. So let's just throw it out there. Just, come on, people. Hello? Bueller. Dude's a Muslim. So with him being a Muslim, and for those in 2008, and I'm about to come rough, rugged, and raw right now. You got these ignorant, idiotic black people who voted for this man, thinking that he was going to be the savior of them and their situation and their problems and their ills. And I want to speak to all those people, especially that one young lady back in 2008 where she said that Obama was going to pay her mortgage, pay her bills, pay this, and pay that, which we know he hasn't. I wonder what condition her life is in right now. I wonder who's paying her bills and her mortgage. Certainly hasn't been Barack Hussein Obama. Because you look at his history in regards to his blackness, if you want to call it, and the black experience here in America. I've had the black experience in America, not Barack Hussein Obama. The people I grew up with had the black experience, not Barack Hussein Obama, Mr. being born wherever the hell he was, whether it was in freaking Ethiopia, Uganda, I don't give a damn. Whether it was in Hawaii, I don't give a damn. He didn't have the black experience that me and my friends had when we grew up. But yet the majority, damn near probably 100%, not 100%, 99.9% of the voting public in the black community voted for that man in 2008. I'm not sure what the numbers were in 12, but in 2008, Lord have mercy. Just about every black person, except for 0.1% of us out here who didn't, thought he was going to be their savior. Thought he was going to bring an elevation of a better life to them and their families. Has it happened? No. Did it happen those first 4 years? Hell no. Did it happen these last 4 years? Hell no. But America, and I'm speaking specifically to black America, and I hate having to single you out once again, but you're ready to vote for Hillary Clinton, who is going to continue and actually go above and beyond what Barack Hussein Obama has brought for you and your community for the past 8 years, which is absolutely nothing. But you're just going to just vote automatically. Your brain, your emotions, your mental makeup has you so bamboozled that Hillary Clinton and the Democrat Party is going to be there for you, help you, do whatever they can to possibly elevate your life, your well-being, and it hasn't happened in this past 8 years, but yet you're still going to pull down the lever for Hillary Clinton and the Democrat Party, then you are literally stuck on stupid. Now, yes, I have been railing against Barack Hussein Obama and the Democrat Party. But I've also been railing against the GOP whenever they step their foot into it. They're not immune. No one is immune. I'm not immune. When I screw up, call me out on it. Because that's how it's supposed to be. You do something, you screw up, call me out, I'll call you out. I will. I'll do it in the most civilized and diplomatic way that I possibly can, but I'll call you out. Whether it's here on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, Vine, whatever. Whether it's the person I just talked to in the store, or whether it's the person I'm going to meet tomorrow, Lord willing, if I'm able to wake up and rise up out of this bed. If I screw up, call me out. And I'm hoping that it's almost apparent that if you screw up, whether it be Barack Hussein Obama all the way down to the bagger at Shop and Save down the street from where I live, we are all responsible for our actions. We are all responsible, point blank. And if you get called on it, you get called out on it, point blank. I'm not immune. You're not immune. And the people who run this country, and I mean run this country, they're not immune either. Now, let me go ahead and play this clip here. This, I tell you what, I almost wanted to reach through my screen when I saw this clip. And I'm almost wanting to go to New York and Fox News headquarters and find this particular individual and whoop his ass. But I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. But when you listen to this here, it makes me really upset. And you'll get what I'm talking about with this clip.
He'll hold that Bible up high. And then he'll lie. Ted Cruz is now endorsing him. Ted Cruz, Texas, now endorsing Donald Trump because he explains why. Obviously, he did it on Facebook because I'll read some of these words. Donald Trump has the best words, but these are Ted Cruz's words, so I'll read some of them. This election is unlike any other in our nation's history. Like many other voters, I have struggled to determine the right course of action in this general election. In Cleveland, I urge voters, please don't stay home in November. Stand and speak and vote your conscience for the candidates up and down the ticket whom you trust to defend our freedom and be faithful to our Constitution. After many months of careful consideration of prayer, and searching my own conscience, I have decided that on Election Day, I will vote for the Republican nominee, Donald Trump. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them. Cruz I am. He refused to endorse Donald Trump at the Republican convention, you may remember. He told delegates to vote their conscience, as he mentioned here inside the Facebook. Ted Cruz endorses Donald Trump because politics.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. How more condescending can you be? How over the top with your snide-ass attitude can you be, Shepard Smith, piece of crap Smith? Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me right now as I look into this camera? Are you kidding me? I wanted to use my virtual hand and just shake the crap out of him when I saw that clip. Who in the heck are you, Shepard Smith? Who are you? And this is what we got to deal with on all fronts, unfortunately. This is what we have to deal with. It's just unfortunate that we have to do it. Now, as I stated earlier in my condolences sent out to all those who lost their lives this week, you know, whether it be by the hands of violence or just natural causes. But let's talk about the Washington Mall shooter. And I was just talking with my wife in the other room before I came on air, and she's just dumbfounded as to, okay, he comes into this mall with no gun. 10 minutes later, he's walking into another part of the mall with a rifle. Hopefully we'll get some answers, but let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and play this first clip here, and then we'll play the second clip, and then we'll go ahead and get into it.
An arrest in that deadly mall shooting in Washington State.
Sorry about
An
that.
arrest in that deadly mall shooting in Washington State.
Yeah, there's the mugshot of the suspect. His name is Archon Seaton. He's 20 years old. Police say he walked into the Cascade Mall in Burlington, Washington, opened fire and killed 5 people inside of a Macy's.
This morning, ABC News has identified a MySpace page that apparently belongs to Seaton and contains pictures of him posing with various firearms.
Police say they were able to track him down through tips and security footage. The arrest coming just as a prayer service was being held for the 5 victims. ABC's Neil Karlinski is right there in Burlington, Washington with the latest this morning. Neil, good morning to you.
Dan and Paula, good morning. That's right. They were able to zero in on the suspect through tips and also security cameras here in the mall parking lot. They were able to identify his car and track it to a nearby town where they found him not hiding out, but simply walking around.
The arrest happened without a single shot fired.
He was right there walking. I'm detained.
Suspected Cascade Mall shooter, 20-year-old Archon Seaton, a recent high school graduate and grocery bagger, according to his Facebook page.
I saw an individual walking northbound on the sidewalk, and I instantly recognized. I did an abrupt U-turn, hit my lights, pulled my gun, and took the individual into custody.
They found him in Oak Harbor, Washington, a small Navy community about 40 minutes away from the shooting. Officers spotted him simply walking down the street.
He said nothing. He was kind of zombie-like. He did not have a weapon with him. He had a satchel, leather satchel, appeared to be a computer inside the bag.
Police arrested Seaton almost exactly 24 hours after the shooting rampage inside this Macy's. 4 women and 1 man shot to death near the makeup department. A MySpace page apparently belonging to Seaton shows several pictures of him posing with various firearms. Hours earlier, police had released new images from inside the mall. Seaton, they say, in a t-shirt and shorts, no tactical gear, and nothing to make him stand out before allegedly opening fire.
Reports of 3 to 4 down inside. I got 1 rifle left in this area empty.
To see it happen 20 feet away from you is just, it's insane to me. It's crazy. And I never thought that I would be in that position to be staring at somebody who is losing their life, and I can't do anything about it.
The victims range in age from a teenage cancer survivor to a senior citizen. Police are looking into reports Seaton's ex-girlfriend may have worked at the Macy's, but for now, the motive remains unknown.
The suspect is from Turkey, but is a legal resident of the United States. There is no believed link to terrorism at this point, and the suspect will make his first court appearance on Monday. Paula?
Okay, now I want to play this one right back to back. So now that was, you saw that was Good Morning America. Okay, so let's put that in perspective. Now here is the other clip that I wanted to play.
We were able to, this evening, make an arrest in Oak Harbor of a male individual with the help of the Island County Sheriff and other people.
We arrested a 20-year-old Oak Harbor man in this case, and his name is Archon Seaton. I saw an individual walking northbound on the sidewalk, and I instantly recognized that is the person I had just viewed on my computer. I did an abrupt U-turn, hit my lights, pulled my gun, and myself and Reserve Deputy Eric Grombaugh took the individual into custody. He said nothing. He was just kind of zombie-like, about the best I can describe for him. He did not have a weapon with him. He had a satchel, leather satchel, appeared to be a computer inside the bag.
Last night we suffered an attack on our community, and it really defined to me what a community is. We saw people come together. We talk about the law enforcement community a lot, and this is what that is right here. We have federal, state, county, city, all working together to help us when we need it the most. I can't imagine what situation we would be in if it was Burlington on our own trying to do this.
And I can say that all of our hearts are in Burlington tonight. I know that there's 7 million pairs of arms that would want to embrace the families and their losses and the whole Skagit County community. The state of Washington is with this community and will be in the days to come.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. CNN and ABC reporting on it. I went to CBS's website to get some type of recap on this, and they had nothing. Now, they may have had something since, but I just haven't had a chance to check before I came on. But they didn't have anything. Fox News had something. Obviously, Fox News will have something in regards to this. But MSNBC didn't have anything of this length describing what happened, you know, the capture and all that stuff. I'm thinking to myself, well, I'm just surprised. Not really surprised that CNN did anything, but ABC, I'm really shocked that they even have any type of in-depth coverage, albeit 2 minutes and 57 seconds. But still, you go from a Hispanic gentleman to now a Turkish Muslim. I'm thinking to myself, like I said before I played those two clips, like I said, my wife and I were discussing earlier. He comes into that mall with nothing. They have him on surveillance with him walking into that mall with nothing on him. 10 minutes later, he has a rifle. So one of two things happened. Either he, prior to coming and doing the horrific shooting that he did, he had that rifle hidden somewhere in that mall for him to go get when he came in and surveyed and do whatever he had. Or there was somebody on the inside, working inside that mall, that had that rifle waiting for him to grab and go kill innocent people. That's just how I feel of one or two scenarios that have happened. And now if that's the case, I'm thinking to myself, man, is it now even safe to go to the mall? Now, I'm not going to just, let these terrorists run my life, but I'm going to be more and more and more aware of my surroundings. I tell you that right now. If it was me, if it's by myself, yeah. But even more when I have my family with me. That's just, you even got to continue to talk on that. And that's just how it is. And I want to thank everyone who's hanging in there on Facebook Live tonight. This is the Political Heat with yours truly, Dan Adams, a.k.a. the Soulful Conservative, the Prosecutor. And if you're checking this out, go ahead and hit the share button. Share it out on your timelines. Let everybody know that I'll be going up to about 9:55 because tonight my show is back. Yes, indeed. Quantico is back with that hottie, whatever freaking name. I can't think of her name, but that the hot Indian chick that my wife thinks that's my wife's little crush there, y'all. She really thinks that woman's very beautiful, and she is. But anywho, so we'll be going up to about 9:55 tonight. Now, let's go ahead and talk about another situation. And this right here, I want to go ahead and talk about the Charlotte shooting of Keith Lamont Scott for just a second. And I know a lot of you aren't Bill O'Reilly fans. I know that. But I want to play this clip, and I want to give my 2 cents on it after the clip is ended.
Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly reporting tonight from Los Angeles. Thanks for watching us. The Charlotte shooting and the presidential election. That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. Things calmed down a bit in that besieged city last night, but there's still tension in the air. Earlier today, attorneys for Keith Scott, shot dead by police on Tuesday, put out a video taken by Scott's wife that chronicles some of the confrontation.
Don't shoot him! Don't shoot him! He didn't do anything. He doesn't have a gun. He has a TBI. He's not going to do anything to you guys. Keith, get out the car. Keith, don't you do it. Don't you do it. Keith, don't you do it. Did you shoot him? Did you shoot him? Did you shoot him? He better not be dead. He better not be dead. I know that much. I know that much. He better not be dead. I'm not going to come near you. I'm going to record, though.
Once again, that video is not conclusive or an indictment of anyone. It's just there. That was obviously a chaotic confrontation, and police officers obviously believed Keith Scott had a gun, and that's all we can take away from what you just saw. Nevertheless, some Americans will reach conclusions that have little basis in reality. Let the investigation play out before you form a judgment. Big problem is that some African Americans sincerely believe the police do want to hurt them.
I could be at work, at school, in my car. I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere. Do you see this?
I do.
Do you see that?
Yes.
Do you see me?
Yes.
Do you see you? We are not the same. We are human, but I am black and you are white.
Now, some of you will dismiss that woman's perception and hysteria as false, misguided. But to her and many other Americans, it's true. They believe the police in general are suspicious of them and sometimes mistreat them. So to be fair, and that's what this program is all about, the perception that African Americans are at a disadvantage with police must be considered. However, the stats are the stats. And we have laid them out for you time and time again here on The Factor. According to a recent Harvard study and Justice Department statistics, there is no methodical persecution of black Americans by the police. But again, you are not going to convince some Americans of that. Therefore, decisions have to be made. Talking Points believes that the social unrest in Charlotte will give North Carolina's 15 electoral votes to Donald Trump. Social order will always be a conservative issue, and Mr. Trump is taking a hard line.
At the center of our society is going to be a simple promise to every American, and it's called safety. We need safety. We're going to make America safe again.
Again, the street protests in Charlotte will help Donald Trump in that state. You wait and see. The truth is that when Americans see looters with masks, any individual case flies right out the window. The family of Keith Scott deserves to know the truth about what happened. The black police officer who shot Mr. Scott deserves that as well. Today, Hillary Clinton tweeted that the entire police video, not the wife video, the police video of the shooting, should be released. She says that might ensure justice. I'm not so sure. According to the Charlotte police chief, Kerr Putney, who has been a hero in this sad situation, the video is inconclusive and is currently in the hands of investigators trying to make a definitive analysis of what it shows. So caution may be the best policy here, as Chief Putney has stated. But politics being what they are, Secretary Clinton must come down on the side of the minority community, which she desperately needs to win the election. As for minority Americans themselves, Talking Points has this to say. Racial division can only be healed by dignified conduct. That means no hate, no violence, no anarchy. Martin Luther King Jr. gained the respect of most Americans by preaching a message of fairness and exposing bigotry beyond any reasonable doubt. He is now honored with a national holiday. The President of the United States is half black. The Attorney General is black. The Secretary of Homeland Security is black. And African Americans have made enormous strides since Dr. King was assassinated. No country is perfect. And the overwhelming number of American police officers are decent human beings doing a tough job, putting themselves in danger every day. Most African Americans understand that, and I believe are ashamed when other blacks loot, burn, and hate. Finally, 2 updates. The police officer in Tulsa, Betty Shelby, who shot dead an unarmed black man, Terrence Crutcher, has now been indicted on manslaughter charges. And in Charlotte, police have arrested 21-year-old Raekwon Borum, a protester, for killing another protester, 26-year-old Justin Carr. The accused killer has spent time in prison and has 2 pending weapons charges against him. Summing up, the Charlotte shooting will directly influence the presidential race, and we can expect a number of questions during the debate on Monday night about racial tension in the USA. There is a stark difference between Secretary Clinton and Donald Trump on the issue. Mr. Trump's running as the law and order candidate who appeals to people that despise social unrest, especially when it turns violent. But Mr. Trump has to be careful that he does not denigrate legitimate concerns the African American community puts forth. For her part, Hillary Clinton must side with the minority communities on all issues.
If she does not, she will lose the election. And that's a memo.
Okay. And let me get this idiot off the screen here. Just give me 1 second because I can't even. All right, there we go. Now, to get back to what Bill O'Reilly said in regards to these legitimate concerns that black people, I'm not calling a black person in America an African American because they're not African American. They're black, as I am. But as I digress, I want to talk about this situation where black Americans feel and have legitimate gripes in regards to police and their attitudes towards the black community and things of that nature. Let me make this perfectly clear. And I think I stated this in a few social media posts. I am all about making sure that wherever there is an injustice, wherever it may fall, wherever it may lead, that justice prevails. But I will not, cannot sit back and allow the narrative to where most of us black Americans have such an ill will or an ill regard or a dislike for police in America. I am not going to allow that to happen, because whether you're black, you're white, you're Asian, Hispanic, it is just within our nature to, whenever we have an encounter with police, whether if you're passing a police, whether a police comes up beside you and passes you, whether he's behind you, near you, in front of you, all of our hair stands up on our neck. Even if we've known we've done nothing wrong. It's just because the authority that comes with being a police officer, I believe, and this is just me talking, that we have that innate response of that hair jumping up on the back of our neck. That's just how it is. And it just isn't within the black community. It's with all of us. Now, saying that, I'm going to put this out there. I have had tickets for the most part, and that's probably been the only run-ins basically I've had with police. This is a speeding ticket, and then if I was involved in an accident. That is it. Or, yeah, speeding ticket or an accident. That's it. Now, when I was younger, back in high school, when we had rival games, football games, basketball games, or whatever, and kids started wilding out, yeah, we had run-ins with the police. And then I wasn't directly involved because my smart ass got out of there as soon as I saw sirens and heard sirens and saw lights. That's how I was. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's how you were, but that's how I was. I wasn't standing around and trying to figure out what the cops were going to do with my ass. No, I got the heck out of there. But as a grown man, a 43-year-old man who has, like I said, the only run-ins I've had in with the police are tickets and accidents. That's it. Because I will never put myself in a situation to have an encounter with police to where I could end up losing my life because of it. Now, granted, you've had situations, and I'm going to share a video that a Facebook friend sent to me earlier today. I forgot to share it. I will do that once I'm done with this broadcast. So please take a few minutes to watch it. But it has to do with this so-called mythical reality that has been put forth. And I have a post on my website, thepoliticalheat.com. Go to, down here, thepoliticalheat.com, where they released the footage of the wife, Keith Lamont Scott's wife's iPhone footage. And then on that post, you'll see below there's a video. And I was so angry that I had to like go outside and walk around in order to just get myself together. But it was an NBC anchor who made me as a man for one, but as a black man in America, I was so upset of her pandering to the black reporter that she was talking to at the time. And if I wish I would have grabbed that clip, I could play it now so you can see it. But if you go to my site, thepoliticalheat.com, and I believe it's one of the last 3 or 4 posts I put, you'll see what I'm talking about. And it has to do with the Charlotte shooting and the video footage released. I could not believe the words that came out of this woman's mouth. The pandering to black America was embarrassing. I don't want, me as a black man in America, don't want to be treated any differently than anyone else walking the United States of America, and for the world that matter. But let's talk about here in America. I don't want to be having to be dealt with kid gloves because I'm black. I don't want to be put in some box. I don't want to have to be coddled and held like a little baby because you think I have this attitude that everyone's against me because I'm black. I just want to be treated for Daniel Clifford Adams, the son of Reverend Samuel Adams Jr. and Shirlene Adams. That's who I want to be viewed as. That's who I want to be treated, as just another individual walking this planet, trying to live the best life that I can possibly lead, trying to uphold Christian principles because I'm a Christian, trying to uphold being the child of God that I am, trying to be the example for the 2 children that I have living under my household, trying to be the best husband that I can be to my wife, trying to be the best citizen to my fellow man who I may meet in any situation, whether you may be white, black, Hispanic, Asian, Indian, I don't care who you are. And indeed, and unfortunately, many of us have preconceived notions and attitudes in regards to people of other races. But that doesn't, and I'm talking about me, that is not going to allow my way that I live my life. I don't care. Even if I have some kind of preconceived notions of some of those who are not of this melanin. I want to be treated as equal as anyone else. I want to be treated as a person who garners the respect that I hopefully earn from you. I want to be treated as a person who can be viewed as, number 1, a child of God and as a Christian. Number 2, a husband and father to my children. Number 3, an upstanding citizen to my fellow man. A person who will do as they say and say as they do, will help my fellow man out in any way possible if it was within my realm and is within my being, help out anyone that I can possibly help out. Hopefully will lead a person who may be going down the wrong path, lead them down the right path. I know I don't have all the answers. I know I don't have all the proper solutions in regards to the problems that we have as human beings, as citizens of the United States of America, and as the human race on this planet. And I've only got a couple more minutes left, I'm going to leave you with this. We have the first presidential debate coming up tomorrow evening, Monday evening. I just, as I said in the beginning, I think you didn't hear me when I was speaking upon this. I don't know why, but I have this weird aura around this, and this is just me, that I don't even want to watch the debate. For whatever reason, I just don't even want to watch it. Now, I'll probably end up going to watch it. But why is it that I don't want to watch it? I have no idea. Maybe within the next few hours and so, that maybe I'll come around and I'll be all on board. Maybe do a Facebook Live and we can just chat about it together as we watch it. But we have the probably one of the most important presidential elections in modern history coming up in November. Because there is no way, and I mean no way, that we can have a continuation of the past 8 years be dropped in the lap of Hillary Rodham Clinton. So for those of you who may be watching this, for the Never Trump crowd, I'm hoping, that's not a word, hoping that with this Ted Cruz, I don't know if it was calling an endorsement, whatever you want to call it, but the man said he's going to vote for Donald Trump in November. So I'm hoping with that endorsement, let's go call it an endorsement, there's still going to be the Never Trump crowd out there that are staunch and will never give up their stance on that. And as an American citizen, you have every right to do so. But I'm hoping that it will turn around in regards to you not sitting out and staying on the sidelines, just giving Hillary Clinton that inkling of hope of being the next president of the United States of America. Because you and I know, even with all of the vitriol and hatred you may have towards Donald J. Trump, I'm hoping that you realize that another 4 years of what we've seen for the past 8 years, and it will be amplified. It will be double the time in regards to what you're going to see with Hillary Rodham Clinton. I am hoping that within your heart of hearts and souls of souls, that you will realize that your non-vote is going to help Hillary Clinton become the next president of the United States. I hope you've enjoyed this political heat for this evening. I hope that you got some knowledge and wisdom and understanding from yours truly. Now, going forward, may God continue to bless you and yours. May he guide you on the path of enlightenment. And may everything that you want in life, everything that you want to achieve, everything that you work hard for, comes a reality for you and yours. So until next time, God bless. And I'm going to play my promo again because it's dope. Peace.
Standing in the front of the class, gonna break it down for you. Overlooking part of your past, gonna make it even for you. Even though you got a problem with authority. Never Tom Cruise reports are not a minority. Looking for the right moment, so I can make this announcement. I'm the one who did it, get left behind to get with it. Blast from the past, Brendan Fraser aftermath. Take a minute, rediscover your chosen path. A reality check is on tap, non-stop, so hip-hop. jazzy boom bap, it's pure fact. Melodic with the script, this A-list crowd is gonna hear me say it. At the top of my lungs, no refunds, rebates or BOGOs. So nostalgic, playing at the Polo Grounds. The sound is certified dopeness. I'm the one that wrote this, so let me focus, man. Come on.
My party people say all around the world. My party people say all around the world. My party people say, my party people say, my party people say. My party people say all around the world. My party people say all around the world. My party people say, my party people say, my party people say.
Make a firm decision, stick with it, never second guess. Leave it out in the open, these words have been spoken. So while you're coping with your anxiety, lyrical sobriety, sitting there denying me. Take it where you wanna be, solid like some concrete. This vibe is so alive, you can't control your feet. Let's begin with another wise notion. Left you stranded, no paddle in the ocean. Now you're hoping for a new type of hip-hop. Bass heavy so hard makes the floor drop. Releasing this new atmosphere, so melodic to the ear, I'm gonna take it there, oh yeah. Feeling obligated, sort of insulated. Bringing things full circle, never overrated. Things happen for a reason for show. Put my pedal to the flow, breaking down your door.
My party people say all around the world. My party people say all around the world. My party people say, my party people say, my party people say. My party people say all around the world. My party people say all around the world. My party people say, my party people say, my party people say.
Took on a new type of flow for this. Never overlooking obstacles, relied on the practical. Took my smooth voice, all I did was slow it down. Hooked it up to another R33 sound. You hear a resounding ovation, not a complication, not a irritation that you wanna scratch or do away with. Always shooting the gift, blast off from the lip. Carry all the pressure that the world can't handle. I'm giving you the full, not a chopped up sample. Musically, one of the best that you'll ever hear. Fingerprints invalid, not a smudge or smear. Take a year, clear your mind, better get resigned. Choose another career, cause I'm the one you fear. The safe route is no doubt the background. My party people keeps yelling for this funky sound.
My party people say all around the world. My party people say all around the world. My party people say, my party people say, my party people say. My party people say all around the world. My party people say all around the world. My party people say, my party people say, my party people say.